Hello, I'm Jonathan Kay, and I'm going to talk to you briefly today about SimsUshare CTC states. This is a really exciting, new, and unique feature of SimsUshare to let you control your evolution really easily and seamlessly. Now, as you know, SimsUshare locations are like slides. You have an initial location or Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta, but you can create locations that reflect not only the actual physical location, but also the condition. For example, an incipient, a knockdown, extension. And then you can move your participants over to the correct location for the current condition. So that's really easy. The way that you actually evolve an incident in SimsUshare is you can make changes sequenced over time, and that's good for scenarios that evolve for all participants, but the evolution is fixed. Now we're going to talk about how do you make it so that you can move participants to a new location that is the evolution of that location. For example, going from incipient to a fire extension. The good news by just having them flip slides is that the instructor controls how the scenario evolves. The bad news in the CTC is the instructor, if you have multiple participants, has to move each person manually. So for example, here's a situation where we have two participants, Engine 1 and Battalion 1, and now they're in sort of an incipient condition. You notice here it says AI and CI. So if I want to move to, let's say, an extension, I have to drag Engine 1 over to the extension, and I drag Battalion 1 over to the extension. You notice it's going to take a little bit of time, even with two people, only two people. So imagine you actually have 3, 4, 5. I want to change the condition, and I want to change them all at once. So that's where SimsUshare CTC states come in. To keep things as simple as possible, what we've done is to have a naming convention. So actually organizing your conditions so that you can automatically convert all your participants, 2, 5, 10, into the current condition is as simple as naming the state in square brackets. So for example, in this simulation, you see you have location A with a B for better in square brackets, a W for a worsening, and D for defensive. And you can make up whatever names. All you have to do then is name your locations with this convention. Again, location name, and then in square brackets, whatever your condition name. And what will happen then is when you load your simulation in the CTC, you're going to get a little drop down over here that says change state to. And it's going to automatically pull out the names of your condition. In this example, extension or knockdown or that W and D we saw before. So let's see what this means. Instead of now what we had before, where you now have to move people individually, let's take a look at what a scenario looks like with the named locations being with that convention of the square brackets. Now just like that, I created a new exercise, and what you'll see differently in this dashboard of your CTC instructor is this drop down in the center where now I can actually switch between conditions just by selecting which condition I want. And now in this exercise, in this scenario, we've used BWD, but anything you put inside of your square brackets will work fine. So let's now see. So if I now, you notice at the top now I have Battalion 1, at the bottom I have Engine 1. Now I can move around still. You see how I'm going back and forth there. But now, and I can drag people around. But what I do now is to change conditions. I hit the drop down, and now I say make it get worse. And notice what happens. You'll see here we've even lightened the color or darkened the non-current state. So they've all switched over to their condition at once. And this is great whether you have 2, 3, 4, 5, or 10 people. I can just very easily switch among my different states. And that makes your job of evolving conditions, whatever conditions you have, super simple, rather than having to drag each individual person over into the correct location state that is appropriate, and thereby taking a lot of extra time. That gives you a little bit of a rundown. Now, obviously you need to connect up your locations properly, but this gives you a bit of a rundown about how you can actually make it easy to evolve conditions using just a very simple naming convention. Just name your locations. Instead of just alpha, name it alpha, and in square brackets whatever name you want for that condition, and SimsUshare will automatically organize your conditions and present it in an easy way. Please give us a call or email us if you have any questions. Thank you.